Welcome to this video. In this lesson, we are going to discuss how to navigate the 3D model. So I'll show you how to switch from the floor plan view to the 3D model view and discuss the various options for navigating the 3D model that we have. So I have this text tutorial in PDF format and I'm going to attach it in the resources section for you to make references to it. So having said that, let's move to ArchiCAD and I will show you how to switch to the 3D model and explore the various navigation options that we have. So we are now in ArchiCAD, and for us to switch from 2D view to the 3D window to the 3D model view, you can do that by simply by using the F3 keyboard, by using the F3 key on our keyboard. So let's tap on F3. So you will see we have moved from 2D to 3D window. So we can get back to the 2D floor plan view by tapping on F2. We can move back to the 2D floor plan view by clicking on this ground, and then the other option for moving from the floor plan view to the 3D view is that under the project map. So this is the project map. We have this subset that are available. So we can be able to move or rather switch from one story to another. We can activate the sections views, the elevation views. We have interior elevations and all this. Then under the 3D subset, we have generic perspective and generic axonometry. So let's say we click on generic axonometry like this, double click, and when that is double clicked, you are going to see we have moved to the 3D view of our project. So here you are able to see the 3D, or rather you are able to see these objects in a three-dimensional view, and the navigation options for zoom, that is the zoom in, the zoom out, the fit to window, and the zoom factor, plus the mouse zoom options that we had discussed in the floor plan navigation section, are also applicable in the 3D view. So let's say we want to zoom in. So zoom in using the mouse. So we said we are going to roll the scroll wheel away from us, so we are zooming in, and then when we want to zoom out, we are going to roll the scroll wheel towards us. So with that, we can also be able to apply the previous zoom and the next zoom options. So let's get down here, and this is a previous zoom. Previous zoom is going to give us that. So previous zoom has given us that view, and then let's say we are moving to the next zoom, is going to give us that view. We have this increased zoom. Click on it to activate it. We select that area and click, and you will see that has been zoomed to fit there. Then we have this option for fit in window, which if we click on it, we'll have all the objects fit in the available screen. So with that, we have two new options that get activated when we move to the 3D view. So the very first one is this one that is called orbit. So you can be able to activate orbit by clicking on this icon down here and in the bottom toolbar. So if I click on it, you notice that we have this ball-like shape the cursor appears to have. So let's say I escape and move back to that view. We can also be able to activate the orbit by tapping on the O button, or other key in our keyboard. So like that, and orbit has been activated. So for us to orbit the 3D, so you use the left click button in your mouse. So just click once, and then while pressing the left click button, move your mouse around like that, and you'll be able to orbit the 3D model in real time. So that's how to orbit. When you want to get out of the orbit mode, you can be able to do that by hitting the escape key on your keyboard. Then with that, let's go to the project map here and activate the perspective view by double clicking on perspective. So we'll have that as the perspective. Then down here where we have the orbit, next to that you will see the explore. You will see explore option has been activated now. So click on it. And when I click on that, I'm getting a warning that the 3D model is not optimized for the vectorial engine. So we recommend that you choose another engine. So if you get this, you can be able to switch between the various render engines that you have have been applied. You can be able to switch between the various render engines that are available in ArchiCAD so that your model will be optimized for 3D exploration. In my case, I want to just say explore anyway. I'll click on this and I'm going to get this 3D explore information here, and it has shortcuts keyboard shortcuts that are going to be useful when we are exploring the 3D model. So make sure to look at this. We have options for, rather we have keyboard shortcuts for walking forward, walking backward, lateral move to the left, lateral move to the right. We have options for going up and going down. We have options for activating the fly mode. You can increase the speed with these shortcuts, and you can either quit the explore mode using a mouse click or an escape key on your keyboard, and you can ask for help using F1. So when you are done with making yourself acquainted with this information, you just click on 3D explore like that. Click, and while moving your mouse like that, you see you have started exploring. Then you can just move around like this, like that. You see what we are doing. So that's it. So that's how to explore the 3D model. So let's see what happens. Like that. So that's how to explore the model in 3D. So when we want to deactivate that mode, we hit the escape key on our keyboard, and that mode is going to be deactivated. So before we end the video, I want to talk about other ways in which we can be able to switch between the various construction documents or other drawings that we'll be developing in ArchiCAD. So if you look at the project map, you have options for switching between the project map, the view map, the layout book, and the publisher set. So let's start with the project map here. And the project map has the project structure, which here we have the stories that are available. We have the various sections. We have a subset for the various building elevations that will generate for our plan. We have the interior elevations, the worksheets, construction details, 3D documents, 3D views, schedules, indexes, lists, and other information. So let's say I wanted to move between from this 3D perspective to 2D. I'll just double click on ground floor, and then let's say I want to switch to an elevation view. Click on that elevation, and then that view is going to be activated. So just like that. Then if you switch to the view map, you will see the various you will see the various drawings that will be generated. We have the site plan here. We have the various floor plans. We have the ceiling plans, the structural plans, the sections, elevations, interior elevations, and all that. So we can be able to access those drawings, rather these model views, by coming to the view map and activating any of these that we want to work on. And let's go to the layout book, and this is where we will be organizing our drawings in terms of subsets, which are like folders, and then we'll have layouts, which are now the specific files that will be containing those drawings. So when we come to publishing our drawings, there's a section for that. I will teach you how to create these subsets and how to create these layouts, and then from there we'll go ahead and use now the publisher to create the various sets that we need to publish. So with that, I hope you have gained some understanding of navigation basics, and especially for this video in terms of navigating the 3D model. We've looked at how to orbit in real time and how to explore the model in real time. We've looked at the various zoom options that are available and the various mouse options for navigation that are also available. So thank you for following. So now that we are done with this section, let's close this project. You can use this cross button here for closing the project, which is going to close the project and close the ArchiCAD program. Or rather, you can go to file options here and choose close project. Then it's going to ask you whether you want to save the changes to the project navigation basics before closing. So because we don't want to make any changes, so we'll just click on don't save, and it's going to be closed.